Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Shogun, Season 1, Episode 6. So, last time we had a pretty crazy episode with Buntaro still being alive. He came back into the picture and was told to stay with Mariko in the barbarian's home, or as his view, you know. He survived thanks to some Ronin helping him out, but pretty much all of them died. I felt like he kind of, like, when he got drunk, it almost like he wished he died because he would have been, like, a hero at that point. But, I don't know if that vibe was in check. But we have Sugiyama coughing, which we never really got any conclusion to that. So I was wondering, you know, I watch a lot of anime, and whenever, like, older people cough, it's like, oh, well, they're dead. Yeah, you know, so, but maybe it's nothing though. We had the whole dramatic, like, drinking party with Mariko having to tell her story, and John trying to tell her, like, no, you can just make something up, he won't know the difference. But she did tell her story, so we learned about Akaji Jinsai, her father, and what he did for the country and everything, yet everyone deems him a traitor for it, even though it sounds like he might have did a pretty good thing. And then there was that was the landslide, right? Yeah, when he got back to the village, yeah, because he was, like, cleaning debris off of places too, so, and Fuji was hurt but alive. Yeah, that was, so he ended up saying anyone that moves the bird dies, and they took that literally. The gardener moved the bird, Ujiro, or something like that, and he got killed for it. So that was very sad, and then they used that to their advantage and blamed the gardener as being the spy, and that he's dead now, and, you know, so that way the actual spy is safe. A lot of things happened last episode. I'm excited for this one, so let's jump into it, shall we? We're going to start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. I'm really hoping John can take their customs a little more seriously now, because I feel like he kind of just dismissed how serious they were. You know. Yep, they save him. He gets the swords, which was a pretty cool moment, too. I'm curious if that pans out to be any more. Oh yeah, Lady Ochiba was, like, trying to take control. Azuchi Castle, 22 years ago. Oh, is this Mariko backstory? Oh, is that Toranaga? Telling him now's not the time? So is this where the father does what he does? Damn. The child humming in the background is very chilling. It might not even be in the back. They might actually be doing it, but it's hard to tell when people hum. They don't make much movement. So time has passed. Or is this current? Are we back to present? Well, now we know how she knows how to use the weapon. Okay, her dad's still alive. Okay, so she was... I mean, I knew she wasn't happy with that marriage, but... I can't remember how long ago they said it was that her father did what he did. Your duty is what endures. Okay. Interesting. So she was... It's hard to tell because they used the same actress once she hit a certain age. Like, we saw them as kids, and then we saw them grown up a little bit, but I don't know how old she was supposed to be when she got married. I think they might have said it. I stopped drinking coffee, guys, so you always saw me sipping on a coffee in all these videos, but I quit. I'm trying to do better with my diet. I've been on and off my diet for a little while now, but for the past few weeks I've been doing pretty good, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna quit coffee too, just to go that extra step. So you'll probably see me drinking water or something. So sorry for the crunchy bottles and stuff. If I go back to my notes... 16 years ago, Mariko married. Thank you, notes. Wow, so she was fairly young when she married, right? If she was that young when she was 22 years ago, that would have only been 6 more years past when she was that young. Ladies of the Willow World? All the people they lost in the landslide. Oh, interesting. Okay, acknowledging that. Oh, wow. Damn. Are those the swords he gave him being given back, or are they different swords? Well, damn. John just keeps coming up in the world. Even though none of it is what he wants. It's like he keeps being granted these things, but he just wants his men and his boat back. I wonder, like... He's just always writing wills. I wonder when he's gonna become a character that actually, like, believes in Toranaga. Because, like, I don't know, I have so much belief in Toranaga that I don't think they're all gonna be, like, done soon. Right? I'll talk about it in... Oh. Hmm. Jeez. Oh, he found out about it? Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, she wanted to die back then, so... Not grateful. Mmm. He could tell the ice started to melt? Interesting. Okay. Sorry guys, my back's been hurting a little bit, so I keep readjusting, which makes my chair squeak. I apologize. I usually try my best not to move at all. So if you hear squeaking, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a damn chair. Is he gonna once again ask for his boats and his men? Damn. No more words between each other. Is Toranaga gonna start seeing a little more of what Buntaro was talking about? Okay. You're in trouble. Okay, so he's feeling it too. Not just Yabushige. I feel like Yabushige always just jumps to, oh, we lose. He doesn't want that, though. Everyone always thinks that's what he wants. Oh. What? Toranaga's playing games. Interesting. He's playing games. What is this? Where are we? Oh shit. What? Oh, is she pregnant? Damn. So is this a Lady Uchiba's plan? Oh my god, fuck that guy in particular. Oh shit, we got the Portuguese making a move too. Hmm. Ah, haha. Interesting. That humming that we saw when they were younger. Hmm. Oh. Oh, jeez. Oh, so that was back when... Okay, your father was murdered. She must... Yeah, she must be the... Sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep up with, like, the family lines here. Huh. A lot of intrigue at play here. Good at some things, never great. Damn. Okay, so we're back to here, right? Hmm. Jeez. So this is about there's like a play about the past and she seeing herself in the play and thinking on these memories. I'll talk more in the discussion. I'm just trying to, in my mind, to like figure out. I think her name was Rory. Figure out who her father was, because they said her father was murdered. The previous Taiko was not. So her father was the Taiko that got murdered by Mariko's family, right? And then she slept with the Taiko that just passed and bore the son, if I'm understanding that right. I'll talk more in the discussion, though. Hmm. Oh, shit. They're trying to pull him into the council? Oh. Is she gonna try to... Damn, so she's trying to push more against Toranaga. Jeez. I wonder if she, like, holds a grudge against Mariko, and since Mariko's on this side, that's why... Oh, shit. He barely made it. Crimson Sky, that sounds scary. Yabushige. Damn. The Shogun. Yep. What does Omi have up its sleeve? I don't like his son. His son's just like a yes man, kinda. Damn. Okay. Kiku. She's the she's the one that we always have every time. She gets around, man. So this is our pimp. Sounds like it was a lot. Damn. It's not for him. What is she gonna think about it being for... Yes. She's not very excited about that. Fuji's like, oh, I'm gonna take a sip so I don't have to say anything. Ah, ladies of the Willow world. They named the episode after her brothel. Damn. Or at least like what they say of it. Damn, she went up still. Is she just with him, or is he like constantly paying her? Because she is always with him. All right. I get to watch. Damn it. His little groans. Hmm. Sounds ominous. All right. She was the one that was like pretty clever, wasn't she? She was kind of able to read into like Yabushige like kind of wanting to watch or something that episode. What did she say? I wonder if they can understand, if they have someone there that can understand. That's an art. Was he not supposed to drink it all at once? So she looking down when she said that. Like, uh. That's one way to translate it, I guess. I imagine it is probably some form of art. I didn't mean to, like, bash their culture in any way. What? Hmm. Interesting. I feel awkward in this situation. Like, I'm not even in it. Like, I'm just watching it, and I am feeling very awkward. Mmm. Interesting. She says it means nothing, yet Kiku's able to see that. Sitting next to her, so that way he has to look at her, moving Kiku slowly out of frame. Hmm. Hmm. Makes sense. Uh-oh. Is her ice melting? Man, she was able to pick up on, like, the situation between the two of them immediately and then just play off that. Ooh. It's melting. Oh, are we? Is this after? So we don't get to know what happened there. Not exact translations, but close enough, I guess. I definitely think that Mariko does select words to, like, in certain ways when she's translating. Like, she does get the meaning across, but she leaves some parts out, whether it's for his sake or for kind of her own. Like, she didn't mention, like, the counting the moments until you next come here, which is way more than just honored, you know? Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. Hmm. Interesting. Bringing in her perspective. Damn. That's a line. It's not really a great thing to say to someone. Uh, Bringing that up again. Oh. Damn, yeah. That makes sense. Hmm. She never considered that. She was too focused on the negative, maybe. Damn. Did Toranaga have a realization of something? Does he have a plan, maybe? Alright, they're getting the fifth person in. Uh-oh. Oh, shit! They need it to be unanimous, don't they? Oh, shit. Damn, everyone thinks they know best. Everyone has their own ambitions. Did she give an answer this time? I wonder if it was... I mean, that would make sense why she dislikes him. Hates him. Yeah, I mean, if you're putting him to death, he's already not listening to what you guys are saying, so... What does putting him to death... I mean, I guess it just, like, allows them... Oh... Wait a second. I have an idea. Oh, she's not about to reveal it, is she, before I get to talk about it? The air is not the Taiko's. Okay, never mind. Jeez, I really wonder what... I mean, was it just the murder of her father that led to this, or... Because she does seem like a very different person. Oh shit. They gonna kill Sugiyama and then replace him too? Jeez. Yep. They did it. Is he missing fingers? Oh, man. Yep, killed by bandits. Yeah, it's just the declaration is just a pretense to war. They can't just go war on him without voting him out first. Damn. Alright. That's gonna be crazy. Damn. Alright. Taking the fight to them. I mean, didn't... Oh shit, okay, that's the end. Alright. Didn't John have a good idea on how to take Osaka because of the walls being the way they are, but if you take his boat in there with his cannons and everything, that could be the like deciding factor. So I wonder if they'll do that, you know? He is their cannon regimen. I mean, I guess unless you're just gonna move the cannons to the location and set them up to fire, then having them on a boat, I feel like, is way more efficient. But I don't know if he'll go for it, because there's not much keeping John here once he has, like, if he has his boat and his men back, you know? He's willing to just leave. So, it'll be interesting. Although I almost want to see John in that position, so that way we can see if he does actually leave. I wonder if he would leave this fight now that he's in it, you know? I don't know. Given that opportunity, he says that's what he wants, but that's it, guys, for episode 6. So, okay. First thing I want to talk about, just to get it out of the way, is Rory, right? Oshiba no Kata, or whatever it was her name was changed to. So her father was the previous leader before the Taiko that we were told passed and left these 4 regents in charge, right? Or 5. And so her father was the guy before that. And then the current Taiko, the one that just passed, couldn't bear an heir with his wife, so Rory was used to make an heir. Now, I wonder how this Taiko related to the previous one, because if she's the daughter of the one before him, then how did he get the job, right? Like, because it seems like it's passed down, like, the problem I'm having is, was there any kind of incest there? Like, was that her grandfather? Or, I mean, I'm sorry. That would have been, if the previous Taiko was her father, then they would have been brother and sister or something, right? If it was like if the Taiko that passed, sorry, I don't have a name for them, so I don't, or did we? I think we might have got a name and I didn't write it down for the guy that Akachi Jinsai killed. I didn't write it down, damn. But either way, I'm just trying to piece this together in my mind, is if she's the daughter of the one before, and if the heir was the one that took control after, I just don't think that's the case, especially because of the time gap. Like, he was very old. So maybe it was like a... Even if it's a brother, that would still make it her uncle that she slept with. So I'm guessing there wasn't any kind of relation, right? He must have just been appointed in some way, I guess. That's like probably my biggest confusion there, right? Is because usually this thing is passed down from within the family, and that would mean that the one that passed away at the beginning of this show was related in some way to the previous one, which slept with the daughter of the previous one. So it's just like, you know, that's where my head's at, but it must not be the case, I would assume, because I imagine they're not, like, Japan wasn't incestuous back then like this, but maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But anyway, so, because she was saying that Akashi Jinsai killed her father, so that's like 100% that's the case. And then she slept with the previous Taiko to bear him an heir. Now, I want to talk about my theory that I was thinking about at the very end that I thought she was going to reveal, but she didn't. There was that moment, I believe it was when Toranaga walked in to talk to the Taiko when he was on his deathbed. And the Taiko was like, they had a little banter back and forth where Toranaga said he was never one for the beautiful ladies, and then there was like a moment, I thought, between Ochiba and, or I guess Rory, and Toranaga. There was like a little moment there. I didn't talk about it during the episode because I didn't realize it until I saw the episode again when I watched a reaction of it after the fact. I kind of noticed it that time of, like, it almost felt like Toranaga was dismissing the idea that he'd ever sleep with someone that beautiful to try to, like, dissuade the Taiko from even thinking that he would go after Ochiba at all. So I wonder if there is a chance that Ochiba slept, or Rory, whatever name you want to go by for her, slept with Toranaga, and the heir isn't actually the previous Taiko's, the heir is Toranaga's kid. And because they were saying how no matter who he slept with, he couldn't bear a son, right? Like, no matter what happened, he couldn't, and I don't know, maybe it wasn't even just bear a son, maybe he couldn't bear a kid at all. I don't think the heir is the only kid we know of from the previous Taiko, I think. Because like I said, Rory's from the one before, not the previous one. So yeah, I'm trying to piece together my theory, and to continue my theory off, if that would be the case that Toranaga is the father, maybe she wants to make sure she maintains this power. She doesn't want anyone to find out, so the only person that might know is Toranaga. Who is she going very gung-ho against, wanting to have him killed as soon as possible, and really pushing Ishida to make it happen? Toranaga. So it just, I don't know. I feel like it makes more sense than her suddenly having this grudge and really wanting to go against Toranaga, right? So, I don't know. It's just a theory. We'll have to wait and find out, but yeah. Anyway, I thought that could be really interesting. Going back to the episode, though, we saw the flashback with Mariko and Rory being friends when they were younger. It kind of built up to what we learned about in the last episode of what Akachi Jinsai did and all that. So that's also really sad that the two girls that used to play together when they were younger, one's father murdered the other one's father, you know? That's also really sad. But yeah, so that was interesting. We had the conversation with Buntaro, being able to tell that Mariko is different when she's around the Anjin, and then even Kiku noticed it too, you know? So it's, no matter how much she tries to, you know, hide herself behind that eightfold fence and everything, she still, I think she still feels attachment to John, but because her husband is back, she's trying to be that loyal, you know, that loyal wife of what she agreed to back then and everything. So, and then even her line to Toranaga this episode of, like, women are just at war. Like, men are at war for something, for conquest, for pride. They have a goal for it, but they're like, women are just always at war, you know? So it's kind of telling to at least her own mindset of just the, I mean, you could probably attribute it to a lot of things, but like the war for her feelings for John, you know, the war for wanting to be loyal for, like, to her husband still, despite all that, you know, it's just all these things that just makes her feel like she's constantly at war. So, but also that realization to her, I don't know if it was something she just suppressed and maybe she did think of it, but Toranaga was like, you should have realized it, but mentioned to her that her father married her off not for, like, any kind of, like, fame or increase to his own household or whatever. It was a means of getting her far away so that way she can live and continue the fight. Now, that could just be Toranaga spinning the words to try to get her head out of her ass, you know, and get her motivated and all that, but I think there's a good chance that it's also true that he wanted to protect her, because we saw how protecting of her he was back then when she saw, like, those people who I assume were being executed, and he was like, no, you're just having this is just a bad dream, go back to bed or whatever, you know? So, like, I think he was very protecting, so I think there is a chance that he did do this to keep her safe. But yeah, just all these realizations for Mariko, and then having to go and do that stuff at the brothel and everything. Like, I feel like Toranaga is playing a game. Like, he heard what Buntaro said of, like, oh, she's different when she's with the Anjin, and then seeing the way they were bickering with each other while trying to do the translating. I think he sent them to the brothel for a very specific reason, and I almost wonder if Toranaga is trying to push them closer in a way. I mean, I feel like it's one of two things. Either he's trying to push them closer or push them apart, either by having her see John sleep with other women or something because he forced her to be there and watch, that it would like dissuade her interest in him, or it's the opposite where it's building up and making her really realize, like, oh, I don't want him to be here because I want to be the one with him or something. I can't fully read Toranaga. I also can't read whether he says, I don't want to be Shogun and stuff. Like, he's trying his best to find another way, but is that really what he wants? Or, is it true? Is what Rory was saying true, where he's been plotting this whole time to take down the Taikos and to, become leader himself? I don't know. But certainly interesting. John was given a 600 koku fief, which I don't really know how much that is, but I mean, people were relatively impressed by what he was given, so, like, it seems like it was fairly generous. Granted, like I said, none of it is. Andy's been given, like, command of the cannon fleet and everything, so, or the regiment. But yeah, like, none of it is what John actually wants. So even though he's given all these things, he can't like show gratitude towards it just because he just wants his ship back, you know. But anyway, man, I don't know what I would do if I was John. Because, like, I'd probably want to go home, too, and I'd want to make sure that my men are safe that I traveled with and everything. But he's starting to have it, like, pretty good here. Like, sure, they're in a war, and they could be wiped out with this, Crimson... What was it? Shit. I probably should have written it down. Crimson... It wasn't Crimson Red, right? That just means, like, the same thing. It wasn't like Crimson Rain, I don't think. He said it at the very end, right? I desire no lands, I want no honors. But if traitors place a Tycho's heir in danger, then I must defend him. Also, could be a reason why he is, like, maybe he's telling the truth where he wants to defend him, because that could be his son that he's trying to defend. But Crimson Sky, that's what it was. Crimson Sky. My bad, guys. I'm sorry. A lot of things happening. But yeah, with the Crimson Sky plan, they just storm in as quickly as they can and take out the regions and assume control with one sole ruler, which would be the Shogun. I can't imagine it's going to be that easy, but I'm really intrigued to see it happen. And once again, I'd love to see John on his boat for that, but we'll see. Yabushige doubting. I started talking about that a little bit, and I want to talk about it a little more, because I just think it's really funny how every single plan, every situation, Yabushige is just doubting it and thinks they're doomed. He has no faith that Toranaga can pull through, whereas I'm the opposite. I feel like Toranaga has, like, so much planned out, so much calculated that, like, it actually took me by surprise when Toranaga was like, we're on the verge of destruction. And maybe he was saying that to emphasize the seriousness to the people. Maybe he doesn't really mean that. But, like, he just always seems to have so much in control that it's so funny to, like, see Yabushige doubting, and I was thinking, like, what's it gonna take for Yabushige to finally be like, okay, we should trust in his plan, because they usually come through. It's just, like, it's really funny how he was like, oh, we're all dead, you know? And this is, like, the third time he's, like, Toranaga has had a plan, and he's like, yep, we're all dead. It's just so funny. But, anyway. Oh, man. I really wonder what happened after Mariko left. Like, what happened to John and Kiku and all that, and, like, they couldn't really communicate, so did they just sleep with each other? Is that it? Or was there somehow more that we didn't get to see, right? I don't know. Either it's something they're gonna flash back to because it was important to see it, or it's something that we didn't see because it was just sex and it doesn't really matter, right? And it's not even what John really wanted. He just kind of did it because if he keeps denying the gifts of his lord, then it's gonna cause some problems, you know? So, but yeah. Very interesting episode. I did have a hard time through it with, like, because, like, during it, I feel like I have a decent grasp on Rory's connection to, like, I think I was questioning right away whether that was, like, who Akachi Jinsai killed was her father. And then I realized towards the end when she actually said it, like, Akachi Jinsai killed my father, I was like, okay, it definitely is the Taiko before the last one that is her father. And that's when I really started to, like, piece it together a lot. Excuse me. But yeah, it's really interesting her playing, like, this game behind the scenes, and I really wonder... I can't stop thinking about there being more to that, right? Like, than just a grudge, a 16-year-old grudge. So I guess we'll have to see. But yeah. Anyway. The whole like melting the heart scene of Mariko, and then we saw like I think it cut from the brothel of like where she had to say all that stuff to John, because she was translating it. And she didn't take any shortcuts there, by the way. I'm pretty sure she was in it and translating every single word. I feel like they both felt something there. And then we cut to like the snow melting off of the tree branches and stuff, and they had the line from Buntaro saying, like, she's been ice this whole time and has never melted and everything. So I do wonder if they're still, even though things kind of went south a little bit with that relationship, I wonder if they're still building it up and leaving, it seems like they're having that bit of tension still there, and that still be an option in the future. So anyways, very good episode, guys. I'm sure there's some stuff I forgot to talk about, but I very much enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to what seems to be I'm sure they still have prep time and stuff. I don't know if it'll be next episode that we see Crimson Sky start, if we see them, like, rushing Osaka or whatnot, but when we do see that, I think it's going to be crazy. And who knows, maybe something does get interrupted. I guess I also did forget to talk about Ishido killing Sugiyama because he didn't agree with him, kind of being pushed to do it by Ochiba messing with his mind and everything. So she's definitely digging into his greed and desire to be the top. So now he's just gonna pick another yes man to take that spot, and I guess they're just gonna vote in 2 new people with who's left. But I wonder what the other regents are gonna think of this, or what else could go in that. But then there was that line of one of the people was talking about Ishido, saying he's like good at some things but not great, and I thought that was an interesting line too, of like maybe that's something he's been dealing with, and that's why it's so easy for Rory to get inside his head, is the fact that maybe he's been told that before too, where you're good at some stuff but you're not great, you're not leader material, you can't just be the sole leader, and maybe his pride is what's driving him to really listen to what Rory's saying and wanting to be that one ruler kind of thing. But anyway, yep, that's it for me. Hit that subscribe button if you guys enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to see more. This was a Patreon show, so if you want to see the last 4 episodes right now, you can do so on there through the Patreon show tier. There will also be something that has replaced this, so check that out if you're interested in more content from me. Links in the description should be popping up on the screen, and I will see you guys in my future reactions. Bye-bye.